video for this week about connecting with God. We are going to chat about another way that we can connect with God, and that involves looking outwards. We focused on this a little bit at the end of the last video, but we are going to talk about looking outwards and looking at how we can serve other people. It's probably serving others is probably something you've kind of always been told to do, but if we're really honest, it's not something that we often prioritise on a daily basis. That doesn't mean that we're all bad people. In fact, it just means that we're human. We naturally can prioritise our own concerns, our own things that are going on. Especially at the moment when there's so much going on. People are maybe panicking, people are buying loads of food for themselves because they're worried, and we can often prioritise ourselves in this time. It's actually really, really important to prioritise and serve other people too. You might not know this, but when we serve others, we're actually connecting to God too. John 13:34-35 says this: "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." He's really banging on about loving one another, about how important that is. Here we find that when we serve other people, we're putting God on display in our lives. We're reflecting who He is to other people. Sometimes it isn't always the people who speak on stage and who are up front and are seen all the time on stage that actually lets people know who God is and what He's like. They might be able to tell them that, but actually as we put that on display in our everyday lives and serve other people, that speaks to them as well about who God is. Serving other people and helping other people means that you're serving God too. So when you serve others, you grow as well, and you grow in your relationship with God. Not that God loves us any more or any less depending on what we do. There's nothing that we can ever do to make Him love us any less or any more. But naturally, as we spend more time around God, we become more like Him. Think about it. Think about the people that you spend time with the most, your friends, your family. You will begin to say things that they say, to like things that they like. Things will rub off on you because you spend time around them. And when we spend more time serving others, this is a way that we spend time connecting with God, and this is a way that we become more like Him. So how do we serve others? What can we do? It's no secret that our lives look a little bit different right now. We are maybe having to spend a lot more time indoors. We can't do the things that we would normally want to do. But can we still serve people when we're stuck inside? Of course we can. Here are some practical tips on what you can do during this time to serve other people. You can serve your family, the people in your household, the people who you are spending time stuck around at the moment. They might get on your nerves sometimes. You might have a difficult family dynamic. You might have a hard household situation, but you can still serve them, you can still love them. The reality is that a lot of us are probably going to be spending a lot of time around our friends and family at the moment. And we might all have responsibilities, we might all have worries, but amidst all of that, there's an opportunity. You can be the one that creates a culture of serving in your family. You can be the one that helps out around the house, doing the dishes, walking the dog. And it might not feel like you're doing a lot, but actually that could really, really help during this time. Even the small things that you can do while you're stuck inside. You could encourage someone in your family. You could help out, and that could really mean something. Secondly, you could reach out. Obviously we can't do this in person at the moment, but a lot of us will know how to use technology and how to still reach out to people during this time. Just because we're indoors doesn't mean that we can't reach out. You could use the YouVersion Bible app to maybe run through a devotional together, or you could just use a group chat to encourage each other during this time. It's really important that we reach out to people. It could be so powerful and really help people during this time, as well as helping ourselves as well. That builds up and encourages ourselves. And then finally, like we spoke about in the last video, we can pray. We can pray for the people who are out there supporting us right now, for those key workers, the NHS workers, the people who are still having to go out and do things. We can think about doctors, nurses, policemen, paramedics, teachers, who are all working around the clock to help us out during this time. You could pray for your friends and people you know who are scared. That could really help during this time. Prayer is still doing something, is still serving, and is so, so important now more than ever. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.